Okay, this line of best fit, the black line here, is what they're asking about that says, what is the equation of the trend line? Or again, it's often called the line of best fit. And we're going to use those two yellow points. Now you're right, you said the slope was 6/5, but let me show everybody else how you got that. Remember that our slope is the rise over the run. Slope is rise over run. And, sometimes we can simplify this and sometimes we can't. This is one of the times where we can't. So clearly this line slants upward. And so we want to ask from one yellow point to the other, how much does it go up? Well, you don't have to draw on there. We could count, and how much does it go over? Okay. So if we counted those squares, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes up 6, and it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rise is 6 and the run is 5, 6/5, which is what you said. So our equation will have y is equal to 6/5 x. Now the part we don't yet know, but we're going to figure it out, is the intercept. We'll call it b. And what we want to do is replace the y and the x with two numbers. Okay. Now we could either use let's call it point A. You don't have to call it anything, or point B. Either one will work. In fact, I'm going to do both of them so you'll see that we'll get the same answer. So why don't you choose one right now? We'll do that one, and then we'll do the other one in a minute. You want to start with A?
Sure.
What are the coordinates of A?
6 and 6.
Right. So we could use, let me write what you just said, 6, 6. We could use, they happen to be the same number here. Y for the 6, so that would be 6 is equal to 6/5 times 6. Can I call it 6/1? Let me use a different color here. So the 6.
Faster way to do
it? Is there a faster way? If the problem is super easy, yes, there is a faster way. If the problem is super easy and you could see exactly where this crosses, that's a good question. The question was, is there a faster way? If, for instance, they drew the line and they extended this down, right, and you could see where it crossed, you can kind of imagine about where it's going to cross, can't you? I'll bet you can make a good guess right now. Where do you think it's going to cross?
-1.
I think you're probably right. That's the fast way. Now, this is a relatively easy problem, okay? They're not always going to be this easy. But yeah, that's the way that's faster. But I'm still going to show you this way so that you can do it when, like, if they had made a line that went way the heck down here, it would be hard to tell if it crossed at -6 or -7 or -5, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it's not always going to be that easy. But yeah, this one should be pretty easy. So I'm going to do it this way. Like I said, I'm going to use the 6's in green. Now, whoops, I said green and I didn't write green. 6/1. Darn it. 6/1. And this will be 6/5. Darn it, it's supposed to be red. 6/5 plus the b, right? All right, so my question now is, isn't this simpler? I better make it neater. I'm going to slow down because I'm trying to go too fast here. Let me write what I just wrote, but it's way too sloppy. So we have 6. You have 6 equal to 6/5 times the x value, which is also 6, but we're going to write it as 6/1, and then plus b. And let me move down a little bit so we can see everything better and calculate it. So I want to first make sure. Do you see where I got the two 6's? Actually, you're the one that got them. You said 6, right? So you understand where those two numbers came from, and you also understand where the 6/5 came from. You gave me that also. But this is not hard to do. If we want to rewrite this, that would still be 6. And when we multiply that, won't we get 30 on the top and 5? I'm sorry, 36 on the top and 5 on the bottom?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a little bit harder. 36 divided by 5 plus b, right? So it's not going to actually be 1, right?
Yeah, this is gonna take forever to do.
Oh, no, not really, not at all.
100 questions trying to get 100?
Oh, I thought you meant, yeah, but they're not going to have 100 on the test. You're not going to have 100 questions. You're going to have like one of these, okay?
No, I'm talking about the IXL.
Yeah, it'll take a while. You can work on them at home, and some of them are more challenging. I think, remember, make sure you do that review problem, because that review that I made the link to, because I think there's only 13 questions on there on that, and there's only one or maybe two that are like this, and they're not that hard. This one, they just want to make sure that you know how to do this. So yeah, this one problem is not going to take that long, but I want to just not rush too much. We just have to subtract fractions here. Is it b? Don't we have to subtract 36 over 5 from both sides?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to write what I just said. I'm going to subtract 36 over 5 from this side, and I'm going to subtract 36 over 5. They have to, be able to subtract fractions. So b is going to be equal to 6. Can I call it 6 over 1?
Yeah.
Minus 36 over 5. Now remember that when you want to add or subtract fractions, you have to have a common denominator, right? And won't that be 5 here? So in other words, we need to multiply this. I said that kind of fast. We need to multiply this by 5 over 5, don't we? And won't that give us 30 over 5?
Yeah.
Blue here. So b is equal to 30 over 5. That's not very neat. 30 over 5 minus 36 over 5. And won't that be negative 6 over 5?
Yeah.
This may sound weird, but the intercept is going to be the same as the slope, isn't it? Well, I'm sorry, it's going to be negative 6 over the slope was positive. So our final answer here, is going to be, remember our slope, you said it, our slope was 6/5 x, and our intercept is negative 6/5. Looks kind of like a weird equation, but that's, yeah. And you were close, by the way. You said it was -1, right? And negative 6 over 5 is really going to be -1.2, I think. So you were close.
So basically, the slope wasn't even a whole number, right?
That's exactly right. The slope was not a whole number, and the intercept is not a whole number. Again, your problems normally aren't going to be that hard, but yeah. No, they're not. No, they're not. You'll see. Do the review problems, okay? Make sure you look at those, because I'm going to go over it tomorrow, okay? Go over it tonight, or if you get finished early today, go over that. All right? All right, I'm going to stop recording this now.